Well, the most remarkable thing about coping or getting through was that I was asked to start up a counseling or support group at my church. And so I developed a curriculum for my support group. And then 3 weeks later, my father was murdered. And talking about coping skills, God was so good, because all of that information that I was digesting, trying to develop this curriculum to help others, that was the same information that I had to use for myself.
I prayed a lot. I'm trying to pray my grief away. But I think grief is intimately tied with forgiveness. You can't get rid of this grief and this anger and this built-up thing in your system unless you can forgive the person. I'm thinking, well, do I really want to forgive this guy? And I said, the Lord would only have me to do that. If the Lord can forgive me for all that I can do, all that I have done, then the Lord can allow me to forgive someone else.
In my mind, I kept saying, Lord, forgive them, for they know not what they have done. And I had to say that, not so much for them, but for myself. Knowing myself, knowing the anger that I used to have, I probably would have done things totally different. I may have gone down there and tried to resolve the issue myself, and that's the most tactful way I could have said that. But I kept praying for them and kept praying for myself, and that's what kept me not in that anger status. It was always, forgive them, Father, please be with them, help them not to ever do that again.
The only thing that I really can do is try to solve my own personal anger issues. And once I came to that realization, then that's what really helped me to turn the whole thing around, and then begin to understand it from a biblical standpoint, that I can forgive this person, and that I have to and I need to, and that's what's going to solve it for me. And I didn't really get rid of all my grief and anger and turmoil until I actually forgave the person of what they did. And then that's really what set me free.
I would like for everyone who have experienced trauma or have lost a loved one to realize that everybody grieves differently. I like to share with people that don't allow anyone to tell you how to grieve or how long it takes to grieve, or manipulate or try to encourage you to do something differently than what you feel that you need to do. I would suggest that to really try to establish a real relationship with the Lord. And if you feel that you need help, to seek that help, regardless if it's a counselor or a pastor or even a friend.
If that individual walked here right now, I would probably hug him, because I've forgiven him. And if I did anything less than that, then I would go back to where I was before. And that's a place that I don't want to be, because it's an empty place. I think that I have become a better person. I have become a better Christian. I have become a more insightful individual. I have become a more loving person. I have become a person that can purge these things that are in me that were just sort of eating me up and taking me down. And now through my understanding, I am a better person, lifted up.
There's still pain, but the pain is not as great as it was initially. Every time I see a dark complected older gentleman with a white tee, I think of my father. Certain colognes I smell, I think of my father. The pain is just not as sharp as it was initially, but there's still, after 10 years, I'm just at a different place now. Will I ever get over it? I don't think so, but I am coping and I'm functioning by the grace of God.